$1.25. What a coincidence. That's the same price for 5 minutes in the buddy booth at Show World. What do you know? One city, one fare. Never mind. We'll be back. No, we won't be back. I'm sick of inquiring of you. There's only one person in the whole world. I don't see this anywhere in the script. That's okay. We're going to add it in. It's coming to me naturally. There's only one person who can thrust and parry with you, Dirtus, and that's Charles Lawton. I was hoping that he was dead. No such luck. When you filed your first false police report, were you not then lying? Well, I'd answer the question yes or no. And police report, were you not then lying as well? Well, yes, and when you filed your third, fourth, and fifth police reports that were false, weren't you lying as well? Yes, I suppose so, but please, when you stated on the radio that Jay Diamond was mentally unfit and on medication, were you not then? When you were still his supposed friend and you put a journalist of dubious distinction on your program, immediately following his program to denounce him in harsh defamatory terms, were you not lying then? Yes. Is it not true that you were then, are now, and always will be, Dirtus, a chronic and habitual... He's having a heart attack. Who's going to finish the interrogation? There's only one person who can finish the interrogation at this point while I recover my health. That person has never appeared in his own skits before, but will right now while I try to recuperate. Ladies and gentlemen, the witness for the prosecution is none other than Jay Diamond. Well, I've never done this before, but what's your name? I don't have to answer these questions. Get him, boys. Hold him down there. Hey, wait a minute. Ooly Pajuli, holy smoke-oly. Jump up and sit down. Don't use that jump up and sit down routine. Everybody thinks you made it up. You stole it. It's from Robin Ward in the old Batman TV show, but it up. Never mind that. Help. Hey, fellas, get him. Okay, Jay, pal, don't worry. Norton and I are here. Hold him down, Norton, and let's get him. No. Now give him that truth serum. Okay, here you go, pal. No, please, anything but that. Hijack, car wash, behemoth, mountain man, monolith. All my street names. Come on, help me, please. No use now. You're going to sit down and answer some important questions. It's about time this was made public. All right. What is your name, Dirtus? My name is Dirtus. What do you do? Well, I'm a crime fighter. We're not getting anywhere with this. Give him another shot of that truth serum. Crime fighter. What are you, kidding? What do you do? Well, I'm a crime fighter, and I also want to be... I said truth. All right. Anything but the truth, please. Not the truth, not that. You said you were a crime fighter. Now, this guy's coming back to life. It is multiple personality, demonic possession. This guy didn't take his psychotic medication. You say I don't take my psychotic medication. Wait a minute. You're 45 years old, walk around in an absurd, clownish suit, and you live in your chair. Nuts? I don't like this truth serum. I don't like it. Okay, I want fame and money. That's all I ever wanted. More truth serum. I pursue fame and fortune. That's why I wear this moron outfit, so people will notice me everywhere I go. And for some reason, stupid people associate a man in a costume with goodwill. Well, I have a question. If you fight crime at all, why is it that I never see accounts of your crime fighting in the newspapers or on television? Oh, that's because I'm publicity shy. Give him more of that truth serum. Publicity shy? What are you, nuts? Now, tell me the truth. More serum. All right, it's true. What I like to do is to cash in on the goodwill of my supposed but non-existent crime fighting to advance my private career, television and public speaking and everything else. Well, do you have a public relations person who works with you? Yes. Oh, it's starting to take effect. So you're a crime fighter with a public relations person. That is correct. Well, you seem to get along with everybody at work, though. That's because I keep my counsel to myself. What is it that you really want? I want to be the morning man again. Doesn't everybody? What about your bosses? I pretend to like them, but actually I use everybody. Well, let me ask you this. Does your so-called crime-fighting career help to promote those other careers that you like. Absolutely. Well, what happened with Jay? Why did you do that? Why did you put on some journalist, some dubious journalist, to knock him for 3 hours, and then when he left a machine yelling and screaming about it, which most people would do, they usually scream when you put a knife in their back, what did you do then? I took the message off my answering machine and I circulated it around, but I didn't tell people why he was yelling and screaming at me, that I'd stabbed him in the back. And what I did was I just told people he was crazy and left hostile messages on my answering machine. But actually, under the truth serum, I realized he had a good reason. We'll have to stop for intermission. Got ahead in life on nothing but nerve and guile, and I hate people with real talent and real ethics. That's why I get along with Vionel. Speaking of which, News Dwarf Radio. Find out why people are really stinking. And another thing. How did you get here, Howard? I don't know. They wrote me in. And another thing. You haven't done anything original since you got there, unless in Hawaiian Punch and Innovation.
Oh, yeah? Well, who do you think came up with that saying, sock and sewed? You idiot.
You jerk.
You moron.
And what's with the all-black outfit? Don't you know that went out with Chuck Willery?
Oh, yeah? Well, listen, my friend. I'll have you know that indigo cotton is still very popular among certain people.
Yeah, well, mass suicide is popular among a certain class of people. And he laughs. Why, you're the only guy with smaller ratings than my organ. You're the only guy whose theme song is Toot Toot, Tootsie Goodbye. Are you kidding? I saw you fall in a ditch the other day during that rainstorm, and for a whole week your elevator shoes were stuck at 2-2.
Well, that's what you think. I'll be 1-9 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, you're 2-2 divine. And you know, it takes two to make a bargain. So get in your little costume of a tutu and get out of here.
Why, I suppose you, my friend, know how to get laughs?
Did anybody ever tell you you look...
Go on anyway.
but it's true, Vinyl. It's also true. Why, you know, Howard, if he wore a cape, we'd call him Count Dorkula. Yeah, but I don't feel too bad, little fella. You're still taller than your ratings.
But I am funny. I can pull down ratings. I can prove it only if they give me a chance. I'll do anything, whatever it takes. I'll do it. I'll do even what Malachi Martin said not to do. See, I can ad-lib only when someone else gives me the lines. Whatever it takes, I'll do it.
Wait. Did you say anything there, little fella?
Who are you?
Your name's O'Toole, one of the little people from corporate. You said you'd be willing to do anything to keep your job?
All I need is a chance, a little time, just until I establish a base following, my friend.
Time? You say all you need is time. I've seen your act, friend. Believe me, it ain't about to improve with age, I tell you. You know, short and trite with a 2 shares, no way to go through life. But I do have something here that I'll keep you off the bread line if that's what you mind to do.
If you think it would help, what do I have to do?
All you got to do is wear these here mouse ears, see?
Is that all I have to do, my friend? Just wear the mouse ears?
That's right. Well, that and stop writing your own material anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Mouse's Lair, deep within the concrete confines of the Magic Bunker, 200 feet below corporate headquarters in Buena Vista, California, News Dwarf Radio, a pioneer of benign broadcasting, is proud to present its all-star lineup, the Magic Bunker Mouse-Catools.
Hey, Eddie. I'm Eddie.
I'm Dirtis. I'm Peggy. Forget about it. Don't steal other guys' stuff. Forget about it.
Vinyl.
Right. I'm Jimmy. Jiminy Crickets. Gee, so... Live from the Magic Bunker, News Dwarf Radio, world leader of bland, non-controversial, inarticulate, and trite, cliché, hack-ridden broadcasting is on the air. And now, quit your job, trash a Catholic, sit back, relax, and listen to Vionel.
Look out, I'm feeling kind of wacky, and I got my ears on, sitting here across from my new sycophant and sidekick, Tinkerbell. Hey, Tink, what you think? Huh? What you say, Tink? Hey, wait a minute. Hold it. Time out here. How do you people expect me to carry on a conversation with a fairy when I can't understand a word she's saying? I don't speak fairy. I'm fluent in ethereal views and esoterica, bon vivant and raconteur-like things. I even got my name on Charles Grodin's Rolodex. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. Really, by virtue of the fact I don't speak pixie. Excuse me. I might be able to offer some assistance. Perhaps I could translate. Do you speak fairy? Just don't be smart and ask the questions and stop babbling like an idiot. I'll interpret. Welcome aboard, Tink. How do you like the show so far? She says you're not exactly what she expected. The management told her she'd be working with the star. She said she doesn't work with anyone who pulls down less than a 2-share. I don't blame her, neither would I, but that's just me. I do well. Is that so? Well, listen to me, you broken down old fairy. I don't have to take this from you. Oh, yes, you do. You're going to insult her. When I get through with you, you'll be lucky if you get a job testing smoke detectors. I wouldn't talk too harshly to her if I were you. You know, fairies have magic powers, and this one is liable to do something you might not like. That little blinking light? What is a blinking light going to do to me? I don't know if you ever saw the director's cut of Peter Pan, but she does have quite a temper. Uh-oh. You're in trouble. You're in deep shale. She says that since you're already wearing the mouse ears, you might as well have the main course, whatever that means. But if you ask me, I think she's about to turn you into a mouse. Turn me into a mouse? How would anybody tell the difference? Well, go ahead, I dare you. She ain't got the nerve. Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, you did? Well, then I guess I'll be going then. Besides, I don't think Barry had time to write us a segue back to the first scene. So let's just pretend he did and go back, okay?
It's 8:56. Here in the studio with us today is the governor. Tell me, Governor, what was it like selling potato chips on national TV alongside the former governor of Texas, Ann Richards? For the record, I wasn't selling potato chips with Ann. I was merely... Wait a minute. What is the trouble? Did you hear that sound, Dirtus? It's a squeaking noise. What have you got, mice in the studio? I hear it too, Governor. It sounds like it's coming from inside the console. Wait a minute. I'll just lift the lid here and see...
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Well, sure enough, Governor, it is a mouse. Well, what do you know? And look, Dirtus, isn't he cute? Why, he's even wearing one of those little hipster outfits and an earring. He looks kind of like that guy who works here. You know who I mean, the one with the 2-share. Look, why don't you break for a commercial and take care of your rat problems? In the meantime, I've got to call Matilda and see if the jeweler showed up to fix the bathroom faucet. You should help him. You know all about rats. That is correct. All right, Governor. I'll just set out the trap and we'll see what we get.
No, Dirtus. No, help me! Help me!
Submitted for your approval. In the world of open dialogue and honest debate, there still remain the obstacles of zealotry and ignorance to overcome. Manifest in words, often shouted by those with nothing to say, or the well-practiced dogma of demagogues who wish not to enhance debate, but rather to stifle it. And from the practice of the latter, there is a lesson to be learned. While there are acceptable levels of impurity allowed in our frozen pizzas or breakfast food, it would be most unwise to knowingly permit its existence in contemporary discourse. So if one day a short, fat man with a cheap, blow-dried Eddie Munster haircut should approach you wearing mouse ears and a benign grin, be admonished. Remember the adage of Greeks bearing gifts and be wary. For the true intentions of that cute, fuzzy rodent might ultimately not hold your best interests at heart. It shouldn't surprise you if in lieu of ethereal enlightenment, this particular mouse should instead deign to poop in your Captain Crunch.
Help me! Help me!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest rendition of the mighty Diamond Art Players here on Radio 710 WOR. A magnum opus. They've been in exile rehearsing this in Saint-Tropez since last they appeared here in the latter week of March. I want to thank one of the greatest comedy writers who's been my collaborator for many years, the great Barry Smith. Barry, come over here, and can you turn his mic on? This man, of course, should be solicited by Saturday Night Live, everybody else. He's the world's greatest comedy writing talent. But just tell him one thing, in case some pain in the neck say, you know, he doesn't write any of it. Barry writes the whole thing. Just tell him the truth. Don't I have a big part in the development of these scripts,
sure.
too?
Yeah, we talk off and on all week long about it.
All right.
And then you throw a lot in there that's just not even on paper.
But Barry has written with me for years and years and years, and Barry Smith is a brilliant genius. He has made those skits really jump off the page. I want to thank everybody here who helped me. There's always my great pal, Rob Barretts. You know, Rob, even though I'm only at OR occasionally, Rob and I have been colleagues for about 7 years. Every time I get fired, I end up working with Rob, but he's a great guy. And, of course, I'll be back tomorrow for Friday on the Bob Grant Show, and I want to thank Elena Nicanther, who helped me with so many of the transcripts and everything else, and wonderful Margot Jordan and her lovely little daughter, Marquita. Someday, if I ever have a child with help, I'd want it to be just like that sweet child. But you know something? Part of it is... And I said yesterday my grandmother would cry if she could see how devoted you are to your daughter. And, of course, for inspiration, there's the great Mike Hayes. Just seeing Mike Hayes' face makes anybody feel like $1 million. So I'll tell you what. Think about everything you heard today. I hope you like the show. And tomorrow, I'll be back here on the Bob Grant Show on Radio 710 WOR, begging your indulgence once again. Until then, this is Jay Diamond here for Bob Grant.